A stranger arrived at the court. They gave out that they knew how to weave clothes of the most beautiful colors and elaborate patterns, the clothes manufactured from which should have a wonderful property of remaining invisible to everyone who had unfit the office that held it, or who was extremely simple in character.
These must indeed be splendid clothes.
He caused large sums of money to be given to both the weavers in order that they might begin their work.
Had I such a suit, I might at once find out what men in my realms are unfit for their office. This must be woven for me immediately.
So the weaver pretended to set up two looms and effected the work very busily, though in reality he did nothing at all. They asked for more. They asked for the most delicate silk and the purest gold thread, put both into their own knapsacks, and then continued their pretended work at the empty looms until the late night.
I should like to know how the weavers are getting on with my cloth.
When he remembered that a simpleton or one unfit for his office would be unable to see the manufacturer, to be sure, he thought he had nothing else to risk at his own person, but yet he would prefer sending money else. So then he decided to send the old faithful minister.
I will send my faithful and minister to the weavers. He will be best able to see how the cloth looks, for he is a man of sense, and no one can be more suitable for this office than he is.
When the old minister went down to where the weaver was working, he could see nothing. However, he did not express his thoughts aloud.
I cannot discover the least bit of thread on the looms. What? Is it possible that I am a simpleton? I have never thought so myself, and no one must know it now if I am so. Can it be that I am unfit for my office? No, that must not be said either. I will never confess that I cannot see this stuff.
Well, sir minister, you will not say whether the stuff please you?
Oh, it is excellent. The pattern and the colors, yes. I will tell the emperor without delay how very beautiful I think them.
Intent. The old minister listened attentively to their words, in order that he might repeat them to the emperor. And then the knaves asked for more silk and gold, saying that it was necessary to complete what they had begun. However, they did not put all that was given into their knapsacks, and continued to work that was much apparent diligently as before the empty looms. The emperor now sent on another officer of his court to see how the men were getting on. He entered the room as he surveyed all the looms on all sides, but could see nothing but empty frames. The whole city was talking of a splendid cloth which the emperor had ordered to be woven at his own expense. They pointed to the empty frames, for they imagined that everyone else could see the exquisite piece of.
Oh, how beautiful! Majesty, to have some new clothes made from this splendid material. Magnificent, charming, excellent. The Emperor shared it. Shall much be obligated to you. Does not the stuff appear as beautiful to you as it did to my lord, the minister?
How is this? I can see this is indeed a terrible affair. Am I a simpleton, or am I just unfit to be an emperor?
Is not the work absolutely magnificent?
Oh, the cloth is charming. It has my complete approbation.
Is not the work absolutely magnificent? If your majesty will only be pleased to look at it, what a splendid design, what a glorious colors. The emperor's new clothes are ready. Here are your majesty trousers. Here are your majesty's trousers. Here is the scarf. Here is the mantle. The whole suit is as light as cobweb. One might fancy one has nothing at all on. When dressed in it, that however is the great virtue of this light the cloth. Okay. If your imperial majesty will be graciously pleased to take off your clothes, we will fit on the new suit in front of the looking glass.
I am quite ready. Do my new clothes fit well?
Turning himself around again before looking at the glass, in order that he might appear to be exclaiming his handsome suit. The lords of the bedchamber, who were to carry his majesty's train, felt about on the ground as they were lifting up the ends of the mantle, and pretended to be carrying something for they would know. For they would by no means betray anything like simplicity or unfitness for their office. Why am I doing this? So now the emperor walked under his high canopy in the midst of procession through the streets of his capital, and all the people standing by, and those at the windows cried out, "Oh, how beautiful our new emperor's clothes! What a magnificent train it is to the mantle! How gracefully the scarf hangs!" He would have declared himself either a simpleton or unfit for his office. Certainly none of the emperor's various suits had ever made such a great impression as these invisible ones. You want to be a child? Okay. The emperor was vexed, for he knew the people were right, and the emperor was vexed, for he knew the people were right, but he thought the procession must go on now, and the lord to the bedchamber took greater pains than ever to hold, appearing holding up a train, although in reality there was no train to hold.